Hey guys, kicking Charmanders, and do you got milk? You got Miltank? Guess what? This is oh my god, this sprite from GoHub is so cute. Anyways, welcome to one of the trolliest videos I've ever made. This features Miltank in the Love Cup. Now, you probably got one from Spotlight Hour. You probably got a shiny one. If you do, I hate you because I actually don't have a shiny one. Either way, this thing is absolutely hilarious. If you remember, a long time ago, a Pokemon trainer called Whitney, you were playing your Gold and Silver version, and you played the gym leader, Whitney. And what she did was she had a Miltank. And you know what Miltank did? It literally destroyed your entire squad because once it got rolling, because it has rollout in the Silver and Gold series, it literally destroys your entire team. As a child, you either overpowered your Pokemon so much to get rid of Whitney, or this thing literally ended and made you stuck until you forcibly trained yourself to be the very best that no one ever was and destroyed Whitney. Literally, this thing has been the bane of... I remember that's how much pain and suffering and trauma that Whitney's Miltank has given me, and it's literally a running gag for a very long time. Anyways, Miltank in Pokemon Go is pretty funny just because it's actually surprisingly thick. As you see here, it actually has a very high defense and stamina stat. Because of that, it's a very thick and powerful Mon that sadly has a really bad fast moveset, but literally if it just changed it to like counter Miltank, or if Miltank got a better move, it would be like it would be so good. It'd be more annoying than Chansey or Blissey. Anyways, as you see here, for the Love Cup, Miltank is ranked at number 54. The one I'm using is Ice Beam, just because for my team, pretty much like I bank on Ice Beam coverage, because there's not a lot of scenarios where you're gonna get to a Thunderbolt, because as thick as Miltank is, there's not a lot of there's a lot of things that can kill it, so that's why I have right here. Like, it's still able. The funny thing is, as you see here, it's still able to beat out the Charmers, take out things like Licky Licky and Seeking just because it resists Ghost type, and it's actually a pretty powerful close. Well, not super. It's not overpowered, okay, but it's a decent closer, and it has Body Slime, so you literally send 500 pounds of meat flying towards your opponent. For the team today, I will be using Charizard, Clefable, and Miltank. Yes, this team is weak to Mad Cargo. I know that, okay? Funny thing is, I actually beat an opponent with a Mad Cargo on the opposite team. Because, yes, you can. And there's a reason for it. But as you see here, Wing Attack Charizard. I don't use Blast Burn because I don't want to use an Elite TM. And this is actually a Charizard from a long time ago. As in, I actually caught it with Legacy Wing Attack. I never TM'd. I didn't, like, it's a very old Charizard. Very long time ago. Clefable is our safe switch, because if we do win with Charizard, we should be able to charm down with Clefable, or do heavy damage to set up plays with Miltank. Or we can send in Miltank, and then we could do something sweet then. Anyways, as I mentioned, this team is very weak to Mad Cargo, as well as other fire types and water types as well, like Alomomola, because the thing about it is that yeah, that's why you have Thunderbolt to cover. However, the reason I have Ice Beam is because with the rise of grass types, like Churum, Shadow Vileplume, etc. Like, I see a lot more ice types than I do for, like, Alomomolas or Fishies. And even then, I could try to bully my way through the 2-shield with Clefable, or, like, deal some damage with Miltank to try to take it out. But that's why I have Ice Beam. Ice Beam is to cover the ice types, and most of the time we're going to be using Body Slime anyways, because Thunderbolt takes a lot of energy to get to. Without further ado, let's showcase these matches, and I hope you enjoy them. It's freaking hilarious. It's a lot of fun, and you're just going to see some utter destruction by a super thick and hilarious trolley. Thick and beautiful pink cow of... Okay, I'm done hyping now. Let's get the shot test up. Okay, here we go. Alright, so as I mentioned before, you're gonna notice that Miltank's actually surprisingly tanky. It's a giant cow that stands on 2 legs and absolutely is super thick. As you see, we get a Slowbro versus a Charizard. Now, we technically lose this lead. However, since I am rocking a Wing Attack Charizard, as you see here, I'm gonna just try to, like, do as much damage as I can. Ideally, what I'm going to try to do here is come out of this matchup with shield advantage, or try to force my opponent to just let go of their Slowbro. I heavily doubt that, though, because as you see here, my opponent's probably likely going to shield the second one, and then just farm me down. Safest play that they can get. Now, my opponent actually gives up Switch here into their Scrafty. I heavily do not recommend doing that, because guess what? They have a Charm in the back like this. You get absolutely deleted. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare Charm War, and since you're double weak to Charm because you're dark and fighting, you die, Scrafty, and you don't actually have to shield anything Scrafty throws at you with Clefable, because Power Up Punch and Foul Play are resisted. Now, they do have a Scolipede in the back, which really sucks, but because of all that energy we got, we're able to Meteor Mash down. Now, we have a huge advantage here. We have 2 shields, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just how thick the Miltank actually is. As you see here, it's shaking its butt mightily, and it's shaking its tail feather, because you know what's happening? I'm going to double shield here, and then I'm absolutely just going to destroy this poor opponent with a Miltank. As you see here, I'm going to farm down this whole Slowbro. It should have enough energy to get one more move off, but even though it does, look how thick Miltank is. It's absolutely ridiculous just how utterly destructive this thing is. As you see here, it doesn't even bring me to the red. It actually survives and brings me to the yellow. Now, this is probably an X-Scissor. My opponent throws it, but as you see here, watch, it's still gonna live. Yep. As you see, my Miltank is obsessively thick, and this Body Slam is gonna send 400 pounds, or however much my assumed weight of my Miltank is, and KO this poor Scolipede. We squashed the bug with the giant tank, and that's GG's. On to match number 2. As you see here, Miltank is obscenely thick and can take a lot of damage. It's really ridiculous. No, seriously, it's really ridiculous how much damage it took. We even lost the lead, and we still managed to come back because our opponent gave up Switch. We had Charizard into Vileplume. Now, this is a great lead for us. I can my opponent to switch in like 5 seconds. As you see, they switch into their Alola. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try Charm Down. As you see, I switch into Clefable. For this team, Clefable is our safe switch, ironically. However, it's not really safe, but as you see here, it's going to deal a ton of damage to this fish. We're going to fire off the Psychic, and hopefully this will either KO or we're going to grab a shield. We should be able to outpace our opponent to the next move, unless they just take it like that, and then we'll just Charm them down. Now, they have their Shadow Vileplume, so this is going to kind of suck for us. As you see here, my opponent's likely going to throw in Shadow Vileplume and just farm me down. We try to get to the Meteor Mash, but unfortunately, we're never going to get to it. And then we're just going to wait for the timer to rate out a little bit, and I'm going to send in Charizard. As you see, my timer is up, and we managed to get a Mad Cargo into our Charizard. That sucks. As you see, I instantly swap out into Miltank. Now, I try to get some extra tackles in here because this is going to be a rough matchup. I have to essentially get 2 Body Slams off on this Mad Cargo. As you see here, I'm trying to gather as much energy as I can. However, I do fire a Body Slam just to grab that last shield because it should be in range so that we have that pressure. And hopefully we get the second one off. We end up getting the second Body Slam off, and hopefully what happens is my opponent actually throws energy because they don't know how much tackle actually does. As you see here, they actually do throw their energy. So what we're going to try to do here is we're going to farm this thing down with Charizard and get 2 Dragon Claws. 2 back-to-back Dragon Claws should kill my opponent. As you see here, our Charizard is literally asking for more HP. Too bad we can't give that to you, dude. We do get the double Dragon Claw, as you see here. And even if my opponent does have a second move, does have Sludge Bomb ready, we should win CMP. This Dragon Claw goes off, and as you see here, Miltank somehow is able to allow us to take the W, take a shield from Mad Cargo, do enough damage to where our Charizard can farm down, and we can take the match, which is just nuts. Now we move on to our third match. As you see here, Miltank is coming through with its ridiculous thickness, and it is so tanky. Like, when I first used it, I was like, dang, this thing is actually, this can work. For our third match, we get a Vileplume into Charizard. It's a great lead for us. As you see here, I'm going to pretend, well, actually, I do go for the Overheat. I want to come out of here with shield advantage. That's why I fired off, because we have such a huge advantage over that Vileplume. I switch out here into the Miltank, because guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to try to utterly Body Slam you to death. As you see, we're going to send 400 pounds of beef running down through the roof of your Wigglytuff's head, which isn't excessively comfortable if this is a realistic Body Slam. As you see here, they do grab our shield. However, what I'm gonna try to do is hit a Body Slam or grab their shield. Because what happens here is we would get to another Body Slam, so our opponent is smart to let their Wigglytuff go. We get a Medicham into our Miltank as a switch. So this kind of sucks. I'm gonna get this Body Slam off to do chip damage. My opponent's probably not gonna shield because Medicham is, especially as an XL, is pretty thick. As you see here, this Medicham's actually not even in XL, so I'm like, wait, what? So I'm just like a little confused. However, because I have Clefable, I pretty much, even if that was an XL, I pretty much win this match. As you see here, all I'm going to do is just go for the double Dragon Claw, pop a shield, or they're just going to let it go, and then I have a Clefable for your poor little... Yeah, all I have to do, I can let my Charizard go here, I save my shield for my Clefable, and that's GG's. This is unfortunate by my opponent. I still get the Dragon Claw off, as you see here, but it doesn't really matter. This is game, because they elect to shield, but my opponent's probably going to give up pretty soon. As you see, we send in our Clefable, and they actually don't even have a chance, and we just farm it down. As you see, yeah, that really sucked because it was like RPS. As you see, Miltank is so thick and so good. For our fourth match, we get a Vileplume into Charizard. Pretty much same scenario, except this time we had a Talonflame switch into us, so I'm kind of confused. We fire off this Dragon Claw, so hopefully I'm going to grab a shield or do some chip damage, and what we're going to do is we are going to send in the utterly thick and destructive, full of milk and full of vigor. I don't know how to hype up Miltank that much. I'm sorry. It's not a blue Miltank, okay? It's not even shiny. I'm not even using a shiny one. As you see, we call the right call with the Brave Bird. With this, I should be able to do one of two things. Farm down, because this is likely a Flame Charge, and I call the Flame Charge. I should be able to farm down, because now that you're super weak, thanks to that Brave Bird, you're gonna send in your Vileplume, and you're likely not gonna shield this. I fire the Ice Beam right away, because my opponent probably doesn't know. I have Ice Beam! As you see, it pretty much one-shots the poor Shadow Victory Belt, and now we have 2 Pokemon on this Mad Cargo. I have a full Charizard, and I have a Clefable. Yes, they're resisted, however, I still have 2 very healthy Mons, and I still have a shield, so we're still vibing. As you see, these matches were particularly insane. We pretty much have this match in the bag. I hope you enjoyed these matches. They were really freaking funny just because it's a freaking Miltank, okay? It's hilarious. It's utterly destructive, utterly thick, and just so random and so disrespectful to gatekeep your opponent with such a vast and large creature. As you see here, my opponent does try to vigorously get to their second Stone Edge, but it's not going to get there. I get to a Psychic, and that's GG's. Again, hope you enjoyed those battles. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I hope you're climbing in the Love Cup, and hopefully you hit Legend soon if you haven't yet. Have a wonderful day, you guys.